Have you ever wondered what it's like to walk through a ship that survived 2 world wars? Today, we're stepping aboard one of the most legendary warships in American history, the Battleship Texas. Resting along the Texas coast, this massive steel giant has witnessed unimaginable violence, incredible heroism, and heartbreaking loss. But according to countless visitors, volunteers, and former crew members, something else may still linger within its steel walls. Some believe the Battleship Texas is haunted. As the sun disappears below the horizon and the last visitors leave, the ship takes on an entirely different personality. The steel creaks and groans as temperatures change, echoing through empty passageways that seem to stretch endlessly into darkness. Every sound is amplified, every shadow seems to move. But for some people, those sounds can't all be explained away. Commissioned in 1914, the Battleship Texas is one of the last surviving dreadnought battleships in the world. During its decades of service, the ship participated in both World War I and World War II. It escorted convoys across dangerous waters, bombarded enemy positions during the D-Day invasion of Normandy, fought in the Pacific Theater, and supported countless military operations. Thousands of sailors called this floating fortress home. Not all of them made it back. Throughout its years of service, accidents, combat injuries, and illness claimed the lives of crew members aboard the ship. Even those who survived often carried memories of war that never truly faded. Many paranormal investigators believe that places marked by intense emotion, fear, and tragedy can somehow retain echoes of the past. If that's true, the Battleship Texas has had more than enough history to leave an impression. Visitors have long reported hearing footsteps echoing through passageways where no one else is present. Heavy boots seem to march across metal decks before suddenly stopping. Curious guests often follow the sounds, only to find empty corridors waiting in silence. Others describe hearing voices, not loud conversations, but quiet whispers. Sometimes it sounds like sailors speaking just around the corner. Sometimes it's someone calling out from another compartment. Yet when people investigate, there's no one there. Several volunteers who spent long hours restoring sections of the ship have shared stories that still give them chills. While working alone, they felt as though someone was standing directly behind them. They turned, expecting another volunteer, only to find an empty room. Some even reported hearing doors slam shut on their own, despite calm weather and no one nearby. Perhaps one of the most unsettling stories comes from the sleeping quarters. Many visitors have reported an overwhelming feeling that they're being watched while walking through the cramped bunks where sailors once slept. Some claim they've caught fleeting glimpses of a figure dressed in an old Navy uniform standing at the end of a passageway. The moment they blink, the figure is gone. Others say they've seen shadows moving across bulkheads without anyone casting them. Dark silhouettes appear briefly before melting into the darkness of the ship. Could it simply be tricks of the light? Or could someone still be walking the decks decades after their final watch? The engine rooms are another hotspot for strange encounters. Deep below deck, surrounded by enormous machinery and narrow corridors, visitors often report a heavy feeling unlike anywhere else aboard the ship. Some describe sudden cold spots despite the warm Texas climate. Others have felt unexplained touches on their shoulders or the sensation that someone brushed past them in spaces where no one else was present. One paranormal investigation reportedly captured unexplained sounds resembling distant knocks and metallic bangs. While skeptics point out that old ships naturally expand and contract, believers argue that some of the responses seemed almost intelligent, occurring immediately after investigators asked questions. Whether coincidence or something more, no one can say for certain. Then there's the bridge, the place where officers once directed the ship through some of history's fiercest naval battles. Visitors have occasionally reported seeing movement through the bridge windows when no one was inside. Others claim they photographed strange mists or unexplained figures that weren't visible when the pictures were taken. Photos like these are always debated. Some call them camera glitches. Others believe they're evidence that history occasionally reveals itself. Perhaps the most emotional stories involve the feeling of overwhelming sadness that washes over certain areas of the ship without warning. Guests who knew nothing about the ship's history have described becoming anxious or emotional for reasons they couldn't explain. Paranormal researchers often refer to this as residual energy, an idea that intense moments from the past somehow replay like recordings embedded within a place. Whether that's possible remains a mystery. there are no verified scientific studies proving that ghosts haunt the Battleship Texas. Many of the sounds can be explained by shifting steel, wind passing through tight spaces, and the natural acoustics of a century-old warship. Not every experience is so easily dismissed. The stories continue. Year after year, visitor after visitor, volunteer after volunteer. Some leave convinced they experienced nothing more than an old ship settling. Others walk away certain they were never truly alone. Maybe the Battleship Texas is simply a remarkable piece of American history. Or maybe, hidden somewhere within its endless steel corridors, the spirits of those who once served still stand their watch, forever protecting the ship they called home. The next time you find yourself walking its weathered decks, pay close attention. Listen for footsteps, watch the shadows, and if someone whispers your name, you might want to think twice before answering. What do you believe? Is the Battleship Texas genuinely haunted, or are these stories simply the imagination filling in the silence of an aging warship? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you know someone who's fascinated by the Battleship Texas or loves haunted history, share this video with them. Don't forget to follow Texas Shadows for more eerie stories from across the Lone Star State. Thanks for watching, and remember, some history never truly rests.